Hey, real quick, we just wanted to let you know, for responsibility's sake, this is an episode about conspiracies. So, we are going to be talking a whole bunch of nonsense, and we just wanted to let you know if you're someone who finds yourself vulnerable or susceptible to conspiracy theories, this is maybe an episode you can skip. Do not believe any of the nonsense that's about to come out of our mouths. We are talking nonsense by people that wrote nonsense. So, just a warning, if you don't like conspiracies, it makes you uncomfortable, so extremely valid, come on through to the next episode. It's gonna be a good one. If you are under the age of 18 and you are not able to join the United States military because of that, you are not allowed to listen to the last two brain cells. Yeah. Sorry, this episode is for adults only, so take that one with you to school.
Hey,
and go away.
What's the thing that you always say? Thanks for your service, right?
Thank you for your service.
If you're in the military, thanks. And if you're not, thanks. Thanks for just being you.
You're a shining star.
Let's do brain cells, let's do brain cells, let's do brain cells, let's do brain cells.
Hello, lovely ladies and gentlemen and everything in between.
Woo.
Welcome to the last two brain cells. We are two porch pirates on the loose named...
Wow, my name's Austin Yar.
And I'm Donovan. And today is... I always fumble this.
I got you, May 24th, 2024.
Thank you. And I just don't know dates. I think I'm date lexic. Date lexic?
That's okay with me.
Yeah, this is episode 22.
22. Wow, you know what they say? I can't believe we made it.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Ugh, that's gotta stop eventually.
But here is a sneak peek of what's to come.
Whoa! Oh, everyone do rock. This music gets you high.
Until you see and feel and smell the belly button in real life, can you verify it? No.
I'm calling Travis. Is Taylor Swift the devil or an angle? Okay, so this is the part where in the podcast it'll say like, pooping, I hardly come.
Do you think a turtle could have better sex than a lion?
So I was jacking off this dolphin, right? Yeah, that's what these usually sound like.
I've been chomping at the bit to get back into the studio, but we've been really busy behind the scenes doing some marketing for this podcast.
Yes, and we've been going bananas. I'm being real. This is the funnest part of making a podcast. The part where we get to sit down, we get to talk to each other. But we're actually still Monday through Friday and even weekend time putting in the work right now, trying to make this a damn thing.
Yeah.
But this is where the fun happens.
We are starting to talk to other pods. We're mingling. And it feels great. We're getting actually positive feedback, and
I'm shocked too. I'm blown away by that. It's really been an issue for us that we're reaching out to these really good podcasts, and like we love their quality of content. And they're like, "Oh, I just checked out your shorts," and our last 3 shorts were about jacking off.
Right.
There was one about the horse jacker offer who was trying to do artificial insemination for horse recreation.
I don't think talking about it more is we want to lean away.
God dang. I fall for this trap every time.
Every time.
I keep, before we start, we always say...
We're 5 minutes into the episode.
No cum, no dicks, no jacking off content.
Yeah.
And it fucking snuck up on me again.
Okay.
So, anyways, we're doing our best.
Yeah. We're going to try our darndest to veer a little bit away from the jacking off stuff this episode because we're getting a little dark and creepy with a little bit of conspiracies.
Ooh.
I have a huge one. I really think I'm going to convince you that this is true.
Should we drop the subject so at least you have a little teaser for what's to come?
Okay, yeah, but it's not going to happen until the end of that episode. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I am wired right now. I got to be honest. I didn't smoke today. I didn't drink today. What I did do is have this 3D energy. This is not an ad, but this thing is jitter juice.
Yeah. and we got our lifties in. We're lifting. We went to Iron Forge Gym in Austin, Texas, did some lifting today.
Yeah. So, sorry if I'm a little bit frenetic today, but that's a secondary word of the day.
Wow.
But basically, I didn't have coffee today. I'm like, I could just have an energy drink.
Is it frenetic?
Frenetic.
I think I'm frenetic every day.
Yeah, for
Damn,
sure.
that's sick. I need to learn what that means next.
It's like, think of freaky plus energetic. That's frenetic.
That's my lifestyle.
Done.
Wow.
Yeah, but this has the usual concoction, the mixture, the amalgamation of like taurine. It has 200 megs of caffeine. It has what else? The ginseng, inositol, guarana.
Okay, man, I'm trying so hard.
Don't do it.
Taurine's the bull semen.
Semen? It is.
I didn't say cum.
It is. That is. I do
that is
think
cum.
You just said cum.
Semen.
Yeah.
Semen.
Semen.
We're growing.
Yeah. Just get out of your system. Okay. Okay.
Please.
We're gonna take 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
We're just gonna get it all out of our system together. You at home, feel free to play along.
Please play along.
Get it out of your system. Ready?
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Semen,
Cum, cock,
semen,
piss,
cum,
cum,
fuck,
cock,
fuck,
piss, cum, cock, piss, boobs, boobs, boobs.
Dick. Okay.
That was good. That was
good.
cathartic.
I feel like
Better.
Zen.
I feel centered.
I feel like I can see the world for the first time in a long time.
I just climbed Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I am fully self-actualized. They didn't say that at the very tippity top of the pyramid, you just have to cuss up a storm.
Yeah.
And then you've done it.
That really was cathartic.
It was really good. So
Yeah.
no more cum, no more balls, no more cocks.
Yes.
I just want to make an episode.
After this.
I just want to make an episode my mom can listen to.
Yeah, that
Someday.
one of these days.
Someday.
It's I don't think there's a single one yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I think when we do like the live tour thing, we can have like kids friendly episodes, and
That sounds so hard.
it sounds really hard.
Kids, get out of here.
Imagine having kids live.
They gotta go.
Because then you can't mess it up and then edit later. Like you
Not
just,
allowed. Yeah, we're checking IDs.
I curse. I'm a cursor. And
Yeah.
that's just who I am. And I forget. It's second nature. And so like there's always these families around, and I don't want to. I'm like super. I try to be moral about it, right? Like I don't want to like whatever.
Harsh some other family's vibe and what they're trying to do.
I keep wanting to say deflower, but that's not a good word.
That's worse
That's a
than
bad
anything you're trying to say.
That's not the connotation. I think is not right.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Even if I'm just gonna look up really quick what deflower is. Do you want to talk about what's coming up in the episode?
Sure. You're gonna do some Googling. I got a little land of the layout. A layout of the land is a better way to say it. I'm a little frenetic as well, as they say, but that's just normal for the course. Today, we've got some exciting content. We've already shown you many words of the day, but Donovan has some real word of the day coming in spicy. I also want to tell you all about a genius scam that I am disappointed we didn't commit. We should have. We might have some fun facts involving everyone's favorite boy band, NSYNC. I know you were thinking something else, but if you were thinking NSYNC, you are the lucky listener of the day. If you were thinking One Direction, you get 0.25% luck. Because I know a lot of you are thinking that. 0.25% luck's good.
For One Direction?
Yeah, don't go buy any lottery tickets or anything. After that, we have a new segment, brand new segment. This one's really exciting, and I would love some feedback on our Patreon from the homies if you want us to keep this. This one's called Conspiracy with a Beer in Me. And the idea is each of us have to try to convince the other of a conspiracy theory, but you're not allowed to finish your conspiracy theory until you finish a beer, like Beerio Kart rules.
I forgot about the beer thing. I wasn't gonna drink this episode. I will for work because it's part of the episode.
It's called Conspiracy with a Beer in Me.
Yeah, it's not conspiracy with a water in me. That doesn't rhyme.
No.
No.
And then to wrap it up, we're going to talk about our TikTok algorithms because Donovan thinks that he's been attacked by TikTok's
I'm a victim.
vicious ways.
Yeah.
I think that it's working just fine. We'll see. We're going to compare our algorithms and what we get on the For You page.
It's also like so not fair, this comparison. Like we can get into it later, but I just like I'm a little bit. I'm not actually upset, but I'm a little bit like this isn't really fair because you had TikTok at a different time. I had TikTok in the beginning era. Things were crude back then.
It's
things. There's no more butts on TikTok. We don't. Okay. We'll get into this later.
We'll see. Hey, if you want to see a good TikTok though, we finally got all our stuff up. LTBC Pod on TikTok. We've been making shit.
And we have our Patreon up, so please check that out. And if you want to help support us, we would really appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Check out our show notes for the link tree. We got every link everywhere. We need subscribers on YouTube. We need Patreons. We're making moves.
Yeah, we've been making hella moves. And one of those things is on Patreon now. Whenever somebody subscribes at Lucky Listener Above, you get an episode shout out.
A little shout out, and we want to give those shout outs at the beginning of the episode. So, do you want to read the first one?
Sure. So, shout out to Chris. Thanks so much.
Chris, WWW, lol, legend. I want to give a shout out to beautiful, handsome, stunningly gorgeous Jay Shark Jimmy.
What a stud.
Oh my god, I hope that someday he'll play Pokemon with me. That would be so delightful.
You won't stop talking about it.
I can't stop talking about it. I just want to play Pokemon with him, but he's so busy.
Yeah.
And last but not least, this is our first ever and only currently Ultimate Cum Lord. That is our highest tier on the Patreon. You get a free coffee cup for the first 21 people that get it. And the Ultimate Cum Lord of the year so far is Boulahan! Shout out to Boulahan, absolutely real one. We love Boulahan with all our heart and soul, and I raise a Haunted Mansion glass of Monster to you.
3D going up.
Cheers to Boulahan. Hip hip hooray!
Oh boy.
So again, thank you for supporting our Patreon. This is how we're able to actually convince people that this is a real job.
Yeah.
And please help us do that if you'd like to. No pressure, no worries, of course. But easiest thing you can do for free, Tell your friends.
and family,
Tell your
or maybe your family is friends.
Maybe your family's friendly, and maybe your friends are family.
Yeah, tell people that you care about. Tell people you don't care about. But we really do think it's worth it. We're putting bonus stuff on the Patreon. We've got a lot planned, and I think it's gonna be a really fun time.
We have some secret episodes on there coming in spicy, and I think the secret episodes are kind of saucy.
Yeah,
A little saucy.
Yeah. If you think the main pot is saucy, you haven't seen too much sauce yet.
Like it's a little spooky down there, but I think it's a fun spooky.
Yeah, and last but not least, before we jump into the episode, we just want to do a weekly check-in
Yes.
on our. We have a lot of goals here, but I think our primary goal right now is YouTube.
1,000 subscribers.
That's a lot of subscribers.
A lot of subscribers. Currently, we have, and we want to do a weekly check-in now.
34.
which is almost a lot.
We're getting there.
So if you got a YouTube account, if your mom's got a YouTube account, a dog's got a YouTube account, go subscribe to Last Two Brain Cells podcast on YouTube. If we get to 1,000, we can actually monetize ads. Thus, we can rely less on crowdfunding and more on taking Google's money. Fuck them. Yeah.
Yeah. But enough self-promotion. We have
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Man, I feel like I have coke jaw. Like I feel like so tense.
That's
and, like,
crazy.
Have you ever seen that interview with who's the guy? It's a man's world.
Here's a man's world. I don't know who the fuck that
it's
is.
James.
James Brown?
James Brown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's James Brown.
You've seen the interview where he's like sweating and he's so coked up.
I don't think I've ever seen him not sweating.
Yeah. Well, you know why?
Because he's dancing and singing his heart out?
It's because he's real frenetic.
Oh, like me.
Like you, except
Like
for like
you.
extra. But
Wow.
that's how I feel. I feel like James Brown right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so word of the day. I should not finish this. Can you take this away from me?
Yeah, and then you'll take this one away from me.
No. Alright.
Deal.
Wait, are you drinking it? I'm not drinking yours. It is good.
Yours
though.
is so much tastier than mine.
It tastes a little bit like a flat Coca-Cola.
I'm gonna put a drop in the mix.
Is that coffee?
No, this is my Monster.
Okay.
I'm putting a drop of my your energy drink in my energy drink.
The Witch's Brew.
The Witch's Brew in my Haunted Mansion cup.
All right. So let's get into the word of the day here. And today's word is gamble.
Oh, gamble. Gamble, 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 gamble. Just the word alone, I hear ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, winner.
Yep. However,
I'm thrilled.
this isn't gamble like you're thinking. This is gamble. Gambol.
Oh, not a gimbal?
Nope.
But a gamble.
A gamble.
Because I have a gimbal right here. We're not talking gimbal.
Nope. And
Gamble.
Do you want to take a guess what this is before I define it?
A gamble. A gamble is...
And just as a hint, it's a verb, so you can gamble. We can gamble together. You at home could be gambling right now.
Gamble. I feel like a gamble, like me and the boys got around and we had a good old gamble. It
Fucking
feels like
perfect use case.
that feels like we just got together and we had a big chatting sesh where we talked a whole bunch of gossip.
Okay.
We're gambling.
Yeah.
Talking shit, talking gossip.
All right. So your example sentence was perfect.
Ooh.
That definition is off.
Oh.
But this is something that we do together. And
We do a lot of things together.
the definition is to skip about, as in dancing or playing, to frolic.
Prancing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're prancers, so we gamble all day.
We go for gambles here and there.
Always be
through
gambling.
Fields, through the streets,
Amen.
in groups, and sometimes independently.
You can walk to the grocery store or you can skip
Gamble.
to the grocery store. But now I know you can gamble to the grocery store.
That's right.
That
So-
changes everything.
Yeah, and I chose this word strategically because I think that gambling is such an easy life hack of just putting a little extra happiness, a little extra fun in your day. And anytime you walk, you could gamble instead.
I'm going to quote that out of context because that sounds like a fully different thing if you get the other gambling.
You just got to be careful with the pronunciation.
Gamble. Not
Exactly.
gamble.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, no, for sure.
For sure.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Who is the guy that was named Bull something that was like really tall?
Lithius?
I think he was an ex-NBA guy.
Bull.
There's some NBA people who are like really yelling at the microphone right now. Like, it's this guy.
It's fucking you stupid.
It's Bull. It's Bull. B-O-L.
Bolognese.
Shit, man. I wish I could. This is why we need a Jamie.
Research guy.
We need a research guy so that when we stumble upon topics and we could be, hey, who was the Bull guy? Manute Bull.
Oh.
Manute Bull.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I think he was a tall guy.
That's sick. I think our current researcher for the podcast is the listener. If we ever, got some wrong information, just scream at your microphone. We'll hear you eventually. Or you can just come up to us in real life someday and say, hey, on episode 22, you said this, and you were fucking wrong. And I'd be like, bro, it's 2035. We're on episode 100 million.
But that's okay. Hey, I love the passion.
I do too.
If you come and you correct us about an old episode and you're that passionate,
that's hard.
That's awesome.
You know what's cool when it's simple and clean? A good scam.
Soap. Oh.
Soap.
Scam.
Soap. Scam.
Scam.
Scamming, when it's cool, it's really cool. When scamming's not cool, it's devastating. When it's really cool, it's saucy.
Dude.
So, I have a big scam that I can't believe we didn't run together to share with you today.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I was recently reading that, Bernie Madoff?
Yes.
One of the most famous scammers.
Madoff with a ton of money.
A lot. And apparently when he was in prison, he was the man.
Oh.
Apparently, he was walking through the halls and everyone's like, hey, good looking out.
He's like the Fonz of prison.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Which, I love the little, the hierarchy of criminal respect. Of, when there's, an unwritten code of, all right, that guy committed cool crimes.
Yeah, and if you don't commit cool crimes, it's a big fuck you.
You don't want to go to prison if you didn't commit cool crimes.
That's crazy how that works.
Yeah, so if you're going to do crime, do a cool crime.
Do a cool crime.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
This right here is kind of a cool crime. So, do you remember Court TV? It's still a thing. Judge Joe Brown, Judge Judy, the People's Court, all that shit.
Of course.
It's mostly fake.
Is it?
Yes. So I used to, in 2016, do seat filling as a job. When I just graduated college, a job. It was a gig. It's gig work. Mm-hmm. There is seat filling where you can literally go to TV show or recordings and sit in the audience for 12 hours and just clap and smile whenever they have audience shots. A lot of those people are paid. They're just fully paid. Minimum wage, and you just sit in a chair all day and you just watch shit happen. Yeah. I've done it many times. With Court TV, you actually can apply to be on Court TV specifically. Now, here's the fun part. As it is entertainment, it's not really law. It's not really a legal case. It's not a real legal case.
But I thought Judge Judy was a real one. I thought she was
Judge Judy
actually cool.
At one point, from my understanding, was America's most trusted individual. Really? I could be making that up, but it was a thing on they did a poll of people that you trust, and people said Judge Judy is trustworthy.
She's the face of justice.
Now, I can't necessarily speak for her show. Maybe she has a different sauce, but what I can specifically speak for today is my personal experience. The People's Court, they're just hiring homies. I saw many ads for it. I never applied, but we could have, and here's where the fellas did. Okay. Judge Joe Brown. I watched a lot of Judge Joe Brown with my mom growing up. It's a classic, middle of the day, you just leave it on. This guy is suing this guy for this thing.
Right.
Now get this. What if we brought to Judge Joe Brown a case where I sue you?
Okay.
How do you make money? Huh? You just be paying me, right?
Right.
Wrong. The way they pay for people to be on the show and bring their case to the show is they will pay the legal fees of the loser on Court TV up to $5,000.
Wait.
So, here's the scam.
You represent yourself.
You sue your friend. Sue your buddy.
Yeah.
You sue your buddy. For example, one of the examples I got from the two fellas that were doing this on Judge Joe Brown, one said he was a club promoter and the other was a comedian. The comedian left the show before he actually finished his duty, and the club promoter said, you didn't do your job, and therefore I don't have to pay you. And it was something, $5,000 of damages.
Right.
So they would make these very easily winnable for the plaintiff. The plaintiff wins every single time.
Holy.
You just say, he did $5,000 worth of damage, judge. And they would pull that off, and they would walk out with $5,000 cash.
Brilliant.
No actual legal repercussions because it's a TV show, and they would just make money. And who cares? At the end of the day, it's still a good episode. Entertainment, they don't care. The people making money, sick.
Right.
Crazy. We should have scammed Judge Joe Brown.
But we still could.
Good point. We probably actually could.
I'd be very down.
I'd love to sue you. Would you sue me?
Can we sue over the pod? Can we be like, oh, we're not, you took all the merch profits.
Well, the thing is, we were going to record the $4,999 episode yesterday, but you didn't fucking show up.
Dude, I was busy, all right?
Busy's not an excuse. I'm going to have to sue you.
Wow, that could be sick.
Isn't that the coolest shit ever? And this guy recently made a TikTok about it, and he fully just admitted this is what he used to do in the 2000s.
Right.
I'm sure he's fine.
So, okay.
Kind of cool.
And he did this multiple times.
Allegedly, I think goes multiple times. It may have been a one-time thing.
Right. Because you got to imagine if the studio didn't want this to happen, and it would be very fishy, the second offense, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, the first time, that's brilliant.
Well, I think it's similar to like a Jerry Springer type thing. You know how the Jerry Springer show works, in theory?
Is it all fake too?
It's improv.
Okay.
It's an improv show. What's cool about Jerry Springer show, it's done, it's over, I'm pretty sure. I always wanted to go. It is the ultimate like soap opera drama improv. Basically what happens is, and I have this experience, my information is coming from someone that I used to work with who was on the Jerry Springer show multiple times. You sign up for the Jerry Springer show under the course of like, I have an issue with my girlfriend or my boyfriend. They basically tell you a backstory, and then they tell your partner a backstory. This is what you did, and this is what you did. You get on the stage, and you organically reveal those betrayals and pieces of information. Jerry Springer actually has no idea what's about to come at him. So he's organically interviewing people that came in with fake stories. So, for example, there was someone I worked with that said, like, my boyfriend was cheating on me, and that wasn't true in real life. They were deeply, madly in love. But they got in a huge fight on Jerry Springer about how he was a cheater and she was a piece of shit. And Jerry's like, oh, guys, calm down, calm down. And it's all fake. It was an improv show for the sake of drama. So cool.
I can't believe it's all fake because there's no way there was such good actors.
And the thing is, I'm sure they bring in people that have real kernels of a reality to it.
Right.
There's absolutely times where this person's actually dealing with, like, they called the number, I actually believe this. But then you got episodes where it's like, I am a full-time committed vampire and I live and sleep in a coffin.
Right.
And then you see that same guy 5 episodes later as a different person.
Right.
There's multiple cases of people being caught being on different episodes for different reasons.
I mean, that's sloppy. That's sloppy.
But who's gonna notice? It's genius.
Yeah.
The only person who's gonna notice is someone who already knows.
It's great entertainment. It's wrestling.
It's wrestling. It is wrestling talk show. And
gossip.
I think there's something fascinating about that because just like wrestling, people thought it was real for the longest of time. And just like Jerry Springer, I swear to you, there's still people that think it's real.
I kind of still do. Like, maybe I need to go back and rewatch with this lens. But I remember learning about Jerry Springer, like some more behind the scenes shit a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I swear they were talking about like how his come up was like very genuine. Maybe it's something that they started doing towards the end to like really like eat like juice the drama.
Well, that was the thing too. Is the show? If you watch Jerry Springer like historically over time, every year it gets more intense. It gets more nutty, and by the year 2000, we're so many seasons into this, we've already done the generic cheating. Now he needs to cheat with the werewolf man. Right. You know, and at that point, they're like, okay, we've been doing this for a minute, fucking amp it up. Yeah. And they had to keep beating their own personal score of weirdness. Right. And it led to some of the most wild TV in history.
It's sort of how we've been watching Survivor recently, and we're talking about the evolution of the strategy on that show, how it's gotten so much more intense and political from the very beginning. And it's like every season you have to outdo the previous, or else people get bored so fast.
Outwit, outplay, outlast. The Survivor O's.
Is that really like their motto?
Yep. Outwit, outplay, outlast.
That's like what I would expect on a shirt for like a gym bro. Like he's got like the spaghetti strap tank top, and he's pumping like 70 pounds and he's curling.
More than this tank top, you can get the buff, the hats that they wear, and you can wear it as a tube top. I, as a child, had a buff from season 2 Survivor because I was a massive fan. And I'm not going to lie to you, I tried putting it on as a tube top. I wanted to know what it looked like.
That's so cute.
I was in 2nd grade and I was like, maybe I could rock this shit. And I put my Survivor buff on as a tube top.
Your little spaghetti noodle.
I think I discovered a little bit about myself that day.
What'd you find out?
I looked good. I looked good. And I think I could have won Survivor. Dude, I wasn't old enough.
Can I tell? Okay, I'm going to tell this story.
Totally.
And then after the fact, if you want this out, totally fine.
Some of my favorites. Let's go.
So
hit me.
I remember one time I was hiding in a closet. We were both at a girl's house in high school. And for some reason I remember she was coming back to the room, and I don't know, I wasn't supposed to be there, so I hide in the closet. And you, for some reason, I think were wearing her jeans.
Oh yeah, that's very
like,
common.
It was like size 0 or size 2 women's jeans.
It's funny.
And yeah, you fucking crushed it. You look great in them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a thing. I remember there was like I think this happened multiple times in life where we were just like, wow, you think I could fit into your 00 jeans? That'd be funny. And it wasn't like a weird sexual or like, ooh, foreplay or like anything weird shit.
No, it's just like a physically.
I was like, you think I could wear those?
Yeah, and you had an extremely skinny jeans face.
I still do. I think, skinny jeans are extremely out, and if that's out, throw me out too. That's fine. I think I'm gonna skinny jean till I skinny die.
Yeah, that's in your
fine.
genes. Your genes themselves are skinny, like your DNA.
I know it's a full red flag. Oh, look at that old guy. He's wearing skinny jeans. But also, I don't give a shit. At this point, my genuine opinion on skinny jeans is the kids are shitting on skinny jeans. But listen, I got shit on for wearing skinny jeans back then, too. Nothing has changed. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
However, by wearing skinny jeans and normalizing them, you now have the option to also wear them if you want to.
Damn.
I took a huge brunt of the force the millennial way. The
Right.
millennials are taking a ton of shit from the boomers, so the zoomers can just live their lives in more peace.
We're like the martyrs. We're the saints of the next generation.
According to the 80-year pendulum theory that I fully subscribe to,
Me too.
The millennial generation we are the generation that just has to fucking take it for things to change.
Right.
The generation above us and the generation below us are so drastically different in ideologies and plans and goals
Right.
and outlooks on life that we kind of are stuck in this weird middle spot where the older people hate us and the younger people hate us. And it's this funny scenario where I think we just have to take it. We have to roll with those punches. And you know what? You can say I look stupid and old for wearing skinny jeans, but thank God I did, because you can too now.
Yeah.
You stupid child. Also, good on you. You guys are fucking sick. The next generation is so fucking cool. Big shout outs to them.
Yeah.
Don't be listening to this podcast till you're 18, but when you eventually listen to it because you're old enough, y'all are killing it. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
You can keep shitting on me as much as you want to if it makes your generation better.
Really,
Totally cool.
Seriously though, like quick message to the next generation. We've never done anything like this before, I don't think. But like, please keep it up. We have so much faith in you. Like the world is resting on your shoulders. We're trying to turn shit around when it comes to the climate and make this a better place to live for everybody. But we really need help.
Yeah.
So when you become in political office, when you have positions of authority, please use it responsibly. Please look out for your fellow humans and realize that life is temporary. This earth is temporary, but it doesn't have to be shorter than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Hallelujah. I couldn't agree more. Shout to the next generation, please. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. Hey.
Cheers to you for real. Nothing but respect.
Yeah, seriously.
You can shit on us if you want to, though. I don't care. I mean,
Cheers to the boomers too.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, cheers to the boomers.
Yeah.
Y'all are funny, too.
Yeah.
Listen, we're all a little funny.
Yeah.
We're all a little funny.
But we're funny in
Everyone's
different
gotta
ways.
laugh. You're funny because of that. I'm funny because of this. Everyone's smiling. Enjoy your life.
Wait, is this my coffee? What is this? Is this my coffee?
No, that's incense.
Okay,
This is
okay.
incense pods.
Okay. Oh yeah. So before we move on from the topic of scams, I had this other scam that you reminded me of that I learned about recently. Did you hear about the Australian dude who could just pull infinite money from the ATM?
No.
You would love this.
No.
So he was drunk one night partying, and then he pulled out money from the ATM, and he accidentally typed like 1,000 instead of 100, and it came out. And then he woke up in the morning. He's like, "Why do I have all this money?" And then he realized, "Oh, I pulled from the ATM last night." But
Not a crime.
He checked his account, and it didn't have enough money for that. You don't think it's a crime?
No. That's
Okay.
a bang carrot. Not a crime.
But tell me if you think this is a crime, because next he decided, okay, infinite money glitch, and so
Rosebud. Yeah, it's like the Sims ultimate money glitch.
exactly, and he started to hit every ATM he could find across Australia, and he started to live like a rock star party boy for a year. He would take his friends out to mad parties with like drugs and women and crazy whatever you can imagine, Gatsby style parties, and he just lived like that for a year. Finally, at the end of a year, he felt so bad that he just turned himself in.
What a boss.
And when he did, they had no clue. They weren't onto him at all.
That's the coolest shit ever.
Yeah,
Are you telling me I need to go check the ATM and see if this is possible for me too?
definitely. Everybody should. Yeah.
Hey, if it works for you, let us know. We have a Patreon. You can share.
Yeah. We could all become lords.
Hey, if y'all come up on a crazy scam, let me just say our Patreon's available.
Yeah. But yeah, isn't that nuts?
That's awesome.
What would you think that's no crime?
I think, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that. But also, I think it should be a lesser crime because the bank gave it to you.
Yeah. The coolest part about this guy is he has zero regrets. about any of it. So
Boss.
the lifestyle, fine. Like giving his friends all the money and like having these crazy parties and dinners, fine. And now he just works as a bartender again.
Legend.
And they asked him like, how do you feel bad? Like, do you have any regrets? He said, nope, loved every second. I don't have any regrets. I would do it again.
Chef's kiss.
Like,
That's
what a
just stunning.
boss. Man,
can I bring up one last scam before we finale it?
Yeah.
This is a scam we used to run. In 2012, we went on a road trip with our boy Ryan around the United States for over a month. We went to Denny's constantly.
This is so bad.
No, yes, no, yes, no. This is a real scam we used to pull.
This is bad. I'm sorry.
You go to Denny's. I wish I felt more bad about this, but I just don't.
That's okay.
You can feel bad for me if you want.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe I'll feel bad later. Tell me if I'm a bad person. If you get a short stack of pancakes at Denny's and you get the receipt at Denny's, there's a survey at the bottom for a free short stack. We would go to Denny's, order a side of bacon, so you're paying for something, and then you do the survey before you pay at the front. You get a free short stack, you pay for a side of bacon, meal.
That's the scam.
Genius. What did you think it was?
Never mind.
What would you... Whoa. What scam was that?
Okay, off pod. I thought you were talking about when we dined and dashed.
I never did that.
Are you sure?
Never. I've never dined and dashed. I've never done it.
I'm pretty sure.
I've always wanted to, but that's one thing where I feel like it's so funny. If the ATM just kept giving me money, I'd feel okay with it. But I've never dined and dashed. There was a time where it was, I think, you and me and two of the boys just got wasted drunk. Or they were wasted before they even got there. But I think we were still responsible enough to put it on Nick's card.
No, that's sick.
Shout out to the homie Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
He was one of the sick boys.
Yeah.
And Nick, in proper fashion, just goes, I don't feel good. And he pulled his card out and gave it to the waiter, and we left.
Yeah, our buddy, shout out to Nick. He has this awesome reflex where he wants the credit card points, and so whenever we eat together, he'll pay for meals.
Even if blackout.
I
was just so impressed because I was like ready to split in 4 ways. He's like,
Yeah.
we don't have time to split in 4 ways. I'm going to split in 4 ways myself personally in the toilet. So
Yeah.
He just went, pfft.
It's muscle memory.
It was amazing. I had nothing but respect and admiration.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Our
Thanks, Nick.
other boy, who will remain anonymous, went to the Denny's restroom and projectile vomited on the floor.
Bro, wait. Good,
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
good time.
You know,
good
we gotta
time.
perform it at Denny's.
Yeah.
You seen the hardcore band performing at Denny's video? One of my favorites. What the fuck is up, Denny's? It's a hardcore band and everyone's moshing at Denny's.
That's sick.
Super sick. It's
Yeah.
like a pivotal, iconic piece of internet content.
Can we put the Denny's on blast real quick?
Absolutely. The cockroach one?
The cockroach.
Yeah,
one.
we tried to go to Denny's recently. We couldn't do it because we were scared.
We had to leave. We were so hungry, and like Denny's was one of the only things open as usual, and so we're like, fine. We drive over, we park, walk in, bugs everywhere,
Everywhere.
and the stench.
It smelled so bad.
Like you and I can tolerate a lot.
Yeah, you drive a thing that we call the squirt car, which you took into a mechanic recently
Right.
and was offered a professional deodorizing.
I don't want to say why yet, but we're gonna maybe mention that next episode.
Turns out it's not squirt in that car, it's something way worse.
It's worse than squirt. But yeah, so we had to leave the Denny's because we were, one, grossed out by all the bugs crawling around, and then two, yeah, the stench. And so
terrible.
I have a lot of empathy and compassion for the employees there who have to deal with that and deal with people shitting on the place that they work.
And projectile vomiting in the bathroom. And,
yeah.
and wanting to still split the check 4 ways even though everyone's clearly wasted.
Right, but I do want to recognize that it's a systematic issue, and a lot of Denny's have these quality issues, and so corporate, get your shit together.
At Denny's corporate, try harder.
Try harder.
Idiots. Do better. Wake up, rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
If you're going to offer the Grand Slam, hit out of the park.
Yeah, time to crack some eggs. And that doesn't mean fire people, CEOs. I see you.
That means hire people. More people.
Exactly. Pay them better. Pay them a
Idiots.
fucking living wage.
If my Grand Slam can pay for an entire employee's hour of working,
Yeah.
we have a problem.
Have you seen the breakdowns of like hamburger at McDonald's in Denmark or something? It's like $5. The employees make $24 an hour. And then it's like here the hamburgers are like $12. The employees make $4 an hour. It's like, what?
Goofy hours.
Goofy. And that, I think, reflects on what we were talking about earlier with like the judges on TV.
Yes, court
and-
TV.
And Jerry Springer. And that, like, that's a direct reflection of our values. It's what we want to watch. Or if you're conspiratorial, then that's what the media wants you to watch.
They're feeding us worms.
Yeah, but whether it's the chicken or the egg, either way, they're very popular shows.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah. And so, dude, it's just like you don't see other countries idolizing suing people. Like
That is really funny. And the cool part is after Judge Joe Brown is done, it's then another court TV show, and then another court TV show, and then another. You know who has a court TV show now? Steve Harvey.
Really?
Steve Harvey has a court of law show where he just decides things based on how he's feeling that day.
It's tragic.
It's insane. Because, like, respectfully, if you look up Steve Harvey's crazy statements, Mans has a personally terrible set of morals.
He said a lot of stuff.
He said a lot of terrible, terrible, terrible things. And he's currently running a court TV show where he just decides willy-nilly.
Can we just say that Steve Harvey is the
unlucky listener of the week?
Okay.
On the board, it says, ding! Steve Harvey!
Sorry
That's
about
super
that,
cool.
but maybe just don't say such shitty things and be such a shit person.
Have better opinions. Fucking Family Feud's cool. Have better opinions.
Yeah, but this isn't an episode about Steve Harvey.
This sure isn't.
This is an episode about conspiracies.
Amen.
Which we'll get to very soon.
I
Let's
have a
move
conspiracy.
on.
Has every host of... No, it's not true. It ended with Steve. Every host of Family Feud was named Richard for a long time, and then Steve broke it.
Damn. Okay.
That was my bad conspiracy.
I thought Richard Dawson was like a singer or something.
He was, but he was a celebrity panelist for shows like Match Game 64.
Okay.
And he was my favorite one because he was so charming.
Okay.
And he was all ladies' man, but he was like cool about it.
Yeah.
But he probably wasn't cool about it. I was a kid and I didn't know that he was being a weirdo. He also smoked cigars and Charles Nelson Riley. We got to talk the Match Game. I love that shit.
There's something about smoking a fat cigar. Like the guys who always smoke cigars, I gotta say, I love it. But I think they oftentimes there's a strong correlation. They have some opinions that you don't want to voice.
That wacky tobacco hit the brain.
Yeah.
And they warped some ideas.
Yeah. Or those ideas cause you to smoke more cigars. I don't know. Next up, we have fun fact.
Fun fact!
Fun fact.
And this one, I'll try to keep short. I know we're rambling a little bit. Like I said, I'm wired.
Oh, amen.
But you knew about this, I think, before. But
I did.
I just learned about this.
I just found out like a week ago, too, so the fact that we learned at the same time is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And also, thanks.
We were both scrolling
it's
Reddit. Yeah, we were both scrolling Reddit.
Yeah, okay, the cat's out of the bag. This whole show, we're just regurgitating Reddit. Like, it's just, sorry, you don't...
Last two Reddit reads.
Sue me.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sue me on Court TV, bro.
See you on Judge Joe Brown Reddit.
I won't have to pay for it. The show pays for it. So if you're going to sue me on Court TV.
Exactly. But this fun fact, it's about NSYNC.
In sync.
That was cool.
That was my impression of Dirty Pop Intro by NSYNC.
Wow. I don't know if I could name a single
Dirty Pop
NSYNC song.
Sync. Whoa! Oh, everyone do rock. This music gets you high. It takes you on a ride. I love you researching while I'm just full into beatbox mode.
I'm very
With
impressed.
Beatbox.
Yeah.
I'm with the beatbox on a beatbox.
That got a lot of spit all over my phone and myself, but
That's beatboxing.
worth it. Yeah.
Hey, and if you subscribe to the Ultimate Cum Lord section, you get front row seats to our live show potentially.
Oh yeah.
We shouldn't. Maybe that's not a thing we should
We
say.
can't promise that yet. We don't even know if that's gonna happen,
But you'll probably be in the soak zone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a spitter,
a lot of the time. But
I'm not a quitter.
no, you've been doing great actually.
Thank you.
We've been going to the gym, and you have been doing the opposite of quitting. You've been killing it. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, for the audio listeners, Gun Show is out, so you might want to upgrade to YouTube, and subscribe while you're at it for this golden content.
We're taking before and afters on the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Progress pics, all that shit.
We should do a snapshot today actually.
Amen.
All right, so this fun fact is about NSYNC and how they got their name.
NSYNC. NSYNC.
Yeah.
I thought because they're all in sync. They're all dancing at the same time.
Well, it actually started that way. Yeah.
Oh?
So they were all practicing together, assuming at home, and one of their moms was like, "Oh, you guys sound like you're so in sync." Yeah, and then they were like, "Wait, you're onto something." And then they took all of their first names, and the last letter of all their first names spell out NSYNC, NSYNC.
That's bananas. The
There's-
last letter of their first names.
Right, and so there's Justin, N, Chris, S, Joey, Y, Jason, N, and JC, C.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I actually love NSYNC. I'm a big NSYNC fan, and I just found that out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Have no idea. I haven't seen them live. I did see the Backstreet Boys in college, and that was fucking sick.
Where do you stand on Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC?
I think they can both exist.
Yeah.
NSYNC's better.
Okay.
By a lot.
Yeah.
By far.
Who was the star of Backstreet Boy?
Backstreet Boys, Joey Fatone. I don't know. Joey
Okay,
Fatone.
so that's how you know. That's how you know that they're number 2. Yeah.
But it was cool. So I've mentioned many times that I'm allowed 3 Disney facts. This is gonna be my 1 of 3 for the day. If I get more than 3, I get a spanking. That's only fair.
Hard spanking.
A really good hard spanking.
Yeah.
And I earned it. But I wanted to jump off. You said NSYNC, and I couldn't not say this. At Epcot, in the Walt Disney World Resort, which is just one of the parks of Walt Disney World, they did a thing in the early 2000s, at the beginning of the millennia, called the Leave a Legacy Stone Tablets Project. It was a project in which you can get your name your face laser engraved onto a large stone tablet. And for many a year, at the actual entrance of Epcot, all members of NSYNC are laser engraved onto these stone tablets. Now, what's funny about Leave a Legacy is it was supposed to be in Epcot forever. Everyone said it was ugly right away.
Right.
20 years later, they took those shits out. They're
Really?
gone. People paid $35 a snapshot to get their face on the Leave a Legacy wall, and that shit is gone.
Wait, how is that legal?
The legality of it is it has to be on the Walt Disney World Resort property. It technically is. It is not in Epcot. It is somewhere else.
Bro.
Yep, got him, baby!
Yeah, that's crazy.
Scam of the year. Speaking of scams, but also, I would have gladly paid $35 to get my name laser engraved on the same rocks as NSYNC for the rest of time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, you gotta remember, it's the year 2000. $35 is like $100.
That's probably about on
Sadly,
on course.
probably like real. I wish I was exaggerating.
But yeah, okay, so I always hear Epcot. So Epcot's just the grounds that Disney is on.
No, Epcot is a special park. It's the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Epcot.
Oh, it's an acronym.
So the idea of it, Epcot wasn't necessarily supposed to be a theme park at all in the first place. It was Walt Disney's final project before he passed of lung cancer. Okay. But the idea was it was going to be a real experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Walt Disney looked at the way we were doing suburbs and the way we were doing like living in the States, and he went, this shit's fucked. We can do so much better. What if we made an actual new way of living, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, where we have entertainment, arts, culture, living, grocery stores, all that stuff, all within a more exciting, better world. And the idea was bringing the fun and value of theme parks and the reality of like being able to walk down the street and do things that you could in Europe to the States.
Right.
And unfortunately, Epcot was created after he passed, as it was his big final project, and it became a theme park. It was supposed to be a real place you could live. They did follow this project through to a place called Celebration, Florida at some point, where Disney has actually built a community known as Celebration, Florida, that still exists to this day. It is not even close to what Walt Disney wanted.
Is it lame?
It's like, people say it's like uncanny valley of living because you feel like you're in a Disneyland theme park the whole time. It has similar architecture, similar stuff, but like you can't escape the Disney element. For example, they bought out a movie theater and they didn't put anything else in it. They just left it abandoned because they didn't want to have, from what I understand, like competing movies being able to be shown in that theater. Something really fucking skeevy and gross and disgusting, and Walt Disney would not be about it.
I see.
Regardless, that's not fully fact checked, but like they've done some shady shit in Celebration, Florida, and is not what Epcot was supposed to be.
That's how I imagine life in Nordic countries.
Yeah,
The Scandinavian.
I genuinely find it admirable that Walt Disney was like, we're not doing great with this new suburb shit. Let's recreate this quickly.
Yeah.
And it didn't get to happen the way he wanted it to, just because he died.
Damn.
But like one of his last things he was doing before he died, laying in his hospital bed, pointing to the ceiling, he was drawing maps on the ceiling and having people take notes as to like what he wanted.
Wow.
By pointing at the fucking sky and saying, this way is this and that way is that.
So he was the girl from Queen's Gambit.
Yes.
Okay, that's so sick.
Kind of hard.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen that show, it's actually a pretty good show, but it's about this chess prodigy, and it's this woman from the 50s.
I don't remember. I watched it in passing.
But she like always looks up at the ceiling, and she's doing like these advanced chess moves and like calculating 20 moves ahead, and there's like these cool 3D animations.
Yeah.
So that's Disney planning in its final days.
Yeah. I'll count that as 2 facts. I went too long.
Okay.
I only have 1 Disney reference left.
And I seriously will spank you.
I deserve it, and it will
hard.
be on pod.
Okay.
Amen.
All right. And I'm not gonna give you a warning. As soon as
No.
I'm letting it rip.
I will stand up, ass out, ready to go. I deserve it.
All right. Okay. Good. As long as we have to understand.
That counts as 2. 1 more Disney fact, and I get a spanking.
Hey, I got bad news. I think it's time for conspiracy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Conspiracy with a beer in me?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in Last Two Brain Cells history, I was here, you were here. Where were you when it happened? Conspiracy with a beer in me.
It's going down.
Conspiracy with a beer in me.
We both put our knees up and it's cute now.
So real quick before we dive into conspiracies, I gotta pee a little bit.
Oh my God, my bladder is bursting with love.
I love how our bladders are always in sync.
In sync. Ugh, we have matched cycles, brother.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Boys pissing together, stay together.
Ain't that the truth?
Amen. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and empty out my snake.
And let's get a beer at the same time for this conspiracy with the beer me.
Pee-pee time.
The boys are taking a pee-pee break. We'll be right back.
Yo, Last Two Brain Cells fans, we got a promo swap.
This is exciting. Dude, we are promoting an actual sweet podcast that we've enjoyed a lot ourselves.
Yeah, and it's for misfits just like us.
Hell yeah, shout out to the Misfits.
It's called Misfits Making It.
Oddballs Doing Cool Stuff.
So this podcast is hosted by a wonderful comedian named Lauren Lojudice.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't speak Italian. I think I nailed the pronunciation.
Pretty
but
close.
We'll see. But yeah, she likes to interview fellow misfits.
And this podcast is great because you get to meet creatives from SNL, Netflix, Late Night, Comedy Central, The New Yorker, Vanity Fair, so many crazy places. Wow. And what's cool about it is you also get to talk to indie musicians, comedians, writers, artists, podcasters,
That's us.
entrepreneurs. And we all have one beautiful thing in common. We're all creative weirdos, oddballs, and misfits just trying to do cool stuff. And what's exciting is you can listen to all this content right now on all streaming platforms. And if you want more information, go to laurenlogie.com.
Tanks are empty, but we got more gas right here.
Gas on deck. P in, P out.
P in, P out. We each have one Modelo, and we each have one conspiracy
One quick one.
to convince each other is true. But we have to finish our beers before we're done convincing.
Or I don't believe you.
Right.
All right. So we're going to bring up a conspiracy theory that is very, very near and dear to my heart. I have done personal hours and hours and hours of research on this one because I actually think this is fascinating.
Okay.
Do I believe it? No, not necessarily. Do I think there's origins and kernels of reality that could be mixed in with this shit? Yes.
Right.
My conspiracy theory
Wait. Can you crack the beer before you start, or else I
is... Have you ever heard of the Denver airport? Long story short, the conspiracy theory regarding the Denver airport is that it is a secret Illuminati, New World Order, the global elite base for future projects and other scary things. The Denver airport is an airport in Denver that replaced an airport that was built in 1926, from what I understand. And people were confused as to why it needed to be built. It has less runways and less gates than the earlier one. Weird. Why would you downgrade in that sense? Now, here's the reality of it. Conspiracy, downgrade, poke some holes here. The airport was ancient, really old. It had no room for new airlines. The tarmacs were run down. They were not efficient. It was not great.
Okay.
They did need to build a new airport. But everyone was like, why are they needing to build a new airport? We already have one. But what makes it crazy is this airport is riddled and filled with excessive amounts of what a conspiracy theory head would call clues. There are clues everywhere as to this airport being run and owned and maintained by the global elite, the Illuminati. For example, there's a cornerstone at the entrance of the airport that has clear Masonic symbols, which I don't, necessarily think the Freemasons are the Illuminati, but they're real secret, and that makes people curious as to what's going on.
Right.
But you gotta remember, Freemasons, they do masonry, aka what? Bricklaying? Like making buildings, cornerstones? They're doing a job.
But why do they need to put that stone there with their symbol?
I think, in theory, if you're the person that plays the cornerstone, you have the right to write, we made this cornerstone, and put it down. I think it'd be weird if they did anything other than cornerstones to put in a cornerstone, but they're the cornerstone people. So it just makes sense to me. And it's on many government buildings. Many government buildings have Freemasonry symbols and dedication plaques, and it's just like a common thing. And that is where conspiracy theorists go bananas.
That is sus.
So on the actual plaque at the Denver airport, it is signed by the New World Committee of some sort. And everyone says, that's crazy. New World Committee? What's that? You Google it. It doesn't exist.
Come on, man.
It doesn't exist.
I mean, that's
Who
very
is it?
sus.
Who is it?
Who?
I'll tell you. I'm going to poke the holes in the conspiracy right away. Sorry, make the fun boring.
No, be real.
It is a local group of people that were all a part of making the airport happen. That's what they wanted to call their group. Local businesses and people that were a part of making the creation of the airport decided to call their committee the New World Committee. So technically it did exist, but it wasn't a real thing. It's just what they called themselves. But you wrote the New World, as in the New World Order, on the plaque under the Freemason symbol? Are you adding it up, people?
That's just a really, really convenient story.
And here's what's great. I think the Denver airport is one of my favorites because do I believe any of it? Not really. Not at all. But it is riddled with plausibility.
Right.
The plausibility to most of the statements is bananas.
Yeah. Well, don't they say, like, you know, if there's one clue or two clues, you're being paranoid. When there's three, you start seeing the bigger picture.
And this airport's got more than just one clue. That was just one tablet laid by the Freemasons referencing the New World Order, but it gets deeper. It gets way deeper. Did you know, and it's a theory, but it's confirmed, there is a large amount of tunnel work underneath the Denver airport, and the theory behind that large cavernous tunnel is during an apocalyptic situation or an actual end of the world series experience, the global elite, the rich, the Illuminati, whoever it may be, will be living in this bunker as their place of residence.
Right.
And now the reason people got so up in arms about this is the airport went $2 billion over budget in making this whole thing happen. $2 billion is not a small amount of money, considering
That's a lot of cheddar.
the airport original projection was around $2 billion. So not just like extra, it's doubling. You're doubling the amount that it costs.
That's a lot.
Now, a lot of the theory is there is a bag maintenance system under the ground where it does bags and it does it efficiently. It didn't work very great. It was bad. It's not wonderful. But that's what they claim the money went to, was trying to get that thing working.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't throw $2 billion into something that doesn't. I mean, I guess that is
Kinda works.
classic government spending, but also
And that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, there are other clues in this airport, and I'll go through them quickly. There are crazy murals. There's a mural about peace where all of the children from different types of the world are giving up their guns and giving them to one person, and that one person is supposed to be the person that is collecting all of our guns and taking them from us, so that way they can be the leader. But the artist has mentioned their actual intention for this piece was people were turning their weapons into things more usable, like taking a sword and turning it into a plow. And if you really look at the piece from the artist's interpretation, it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Long story short, there are 3 murals depicting death, genocide, war, tragedy, lots of crazy things you wouldn't be expecting on your flight to Cancun to be walking by.
Right.
And if you are a conspiracy theory head, it is a Where's Waldo piece of that's a clue, and that's a clue, and that's a clue, and that's a clue.
Yeah.
If you listen to the artists themselves, you're like, oh, this all makes sense. Like, this is just a piece about, like, global peace. It's not as deep as the conspiracy theorists are able to dig into it.
I just always hesitate to believe the first cover story that you're told. Because, like, have you met this artist? Like, it's so easy. If you are a very powerful entity, if it's the Freemasons, New World Order, like, it would be so easy to hire a guy to say, yeah, I'm the artist. Yeah, I didn't mean to make it look like this.
And that's the argument every time. And there is one thing that does make this a little dicey is, as this is a public airport, a government-sanctioned experience and project, the government had to approve of these murals. And therefore, all of these murals are not just, an artist rendition. The government approved of them. Thus, they're saying, this is, we're putting some clues out for you.
Weird, dude.
Weird. Final thing is there is a giant bronco horse out in the front of the Denver airport, a massive, extremely tall blue sculpture that is a horse just rearing and galloping. Locally, he is known as Blucifer because he is blue and he has bright glowing red eyes. Yep. What makes this ghostly horse haunted is the fact that he killed the artist who created him. A piece of this horse, during the process of creating this horse, fell on top of him and severed an artery where he died due to the creation of this horse, only for the horse to still be put up in the middle of a airport. Yeah. Some people would say, a sacrifice?
Right. But this horse is like, I drove by this horse all the time.
It's a spooky-ass horse.
It's got red eyes.
Bright glowing red eyes. And some say it is the 4th horseman of the apocalypse from the Book of Revelations, the Bible, a #1 bestseller.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about the Bible being true or false, but that's very good evidence.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, like that, I would believe that because this horse looks apocalyptic.
So now, if you're someone who really wants to go and investigate the Denver airport, bad news, you can't. It's really difficult. What they did do is they now have a walking tour that they will lead in the Denver airport to address the conspiracy theories and talk about all of them.
Wow.
Led by the Illuminati.
Easy.
They also have a museum of all the conspiracy theories on the wall.
Right.
I think they're just trying to dodge it.
Seriously, like none of this is making me not believe it though. Like,
So I'm with you.
I know that you're doing a good job of, I think, reporting about this objectively, like talking about counter arguments. But it's like every time that you reveal the counter argument, like all I'm thinking is like that's exactly what I would do if I'm hiding something. Like, oh yeah, come on in. Like there's nothing under the bed. It's in the closet.
And I think that's why I love this theory, because it's not like Flat Earth where it's like, okay, man, like, come on, we can do some stuff. There's so much plausible deniability. I do not believe that the Illuminati has a secret base for... They also think they're going to round us all up and put us down there, and all the people that speak out against the government are going to be put down there secretly. There's so many theories that are just extensive. I personally don't believe any of those theories, but I will tell you what I actually believe.
Okay.
If shit went down, if we had a real apocalyptic scenario, I don't think the Illuminati will be the first people going to that base. But I do believe being wealthy, being rich, being socially connected at those higher levels has extreme value. I think they will absolutely use that as a bunker during crazy times. Sure. There is no doubt in my mind that is the prime time residential location for the rich to go hang out while the rest of the people that don't have money are suffering.
Right.
The area underground, from what I understand, is larger than the size of Manhattan.
Damn.
So they could full on fucking live down there.
Wow.
I don't think that's the goal, the intention, but could it be converted to that in a quick meteor shower? Sure. So I don't think that was the intention, but I do think great place to be a rich person during the apocalypse.
It is, and I mean...
Fuck!
Oh, your beer. Okay. While he chugs his beer, I also just want to provide the point that Denver is pretty centrally located in the mainland U.S., the contiguous U.S.
Yeah.
And so if there is like an apocalypse, like that, they're pretty far from, I think, the targets like L.A., New York. I guess, would they target Denver? Could they? I don't think so.
I heard theory that if shit went down, the Denver airport could transform to a military base in 3 hours.
I mean, you don't need to. There's a lot of military bases in Colorado, like right next to the Denver airport.
But it could.
Yeah.
And there's another plausible deniability. Okay, other one. This is a real one. This is a real fact. People say that the runways are shaped like a swastika. Technically, yes.
Really?
However, there are other jarring lines that branch off of it that disrupt from the swastika shape. It is not a perfect, swastika. It's not a perfect, ideal swastika. If you were to draw a swastika with the roads, you could do so. Right. However, the road also, not only does it go left up there, it also goes right.
Dog, do you remember, we've all had this experience where you're a kid, you're in school, you open up the shared textbook that everyone has, there's drawings all over it because kids get bored. I drew all over my textbooks.
I drew like crazy on textbooks.
And yeah, sorry about that.
I did Choose Your Own Adventures.
Like, give us somewhere else to doodle, like the desk.
Oh, you found me on page 5. Go to page 23 for a secret.
Exactly.
And then you get to 23 and it's like, go to page 45.
Yeah, and then you get to the end and it's like poop.
Poop you. Sign your name if you got here is what I would write.
But some of the like very naughty kids would draw symbols that you shouldn't draw. And,
Idiots.
And those included sometimes swastikas.
Unfortunate.
And so it was my moral obligation to draw over the swastika to make it something else.
Good on you.
Right? And so you would like draw little lines, and so eventually you couldn't tell that it was a swastika.
That's awesome.
I think that's exactly what the airport planners did, where they're like, let's put a swastika in here. Oh, wait, this doesn't look like a swastika. Let's just like draw a couple more lines.
The global elite got caught and they changed their plan last second. Classic Illuminati.
Classic.
Again, I want to just put a disclaimer. These are all conspiracies. Please don't fall for conspiracies. Do your own research.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
No, okay. Legitimate disclaimer. Thank you for starting that.
Because seriously, don't fall for this shit. This is so easily preyable on those who are not equipped to do their own research. So, having done a lot of research on both of our topics, they're conspiracy theories. Okay, so that's what I believe. I think that, not necessarily a place that was built for the intention of helping the global elite, but could totally be. What do you think is my question? Wow, I can finish this conspiracy with a beer in me.
I like to be reasonable about these things. I don't think I'm like a conspiracy theorist, but I do think that some things that are purported to be conspiracies are probably genuine, or like you said, have kernels of truth.
And it happens.
And I do think that there are a lot of suspicious, like, I don't know, connections.
Lines up too well.
Yeah. I think that it's Illuminati. It's just, there's this, like, when you're in the CIA, the perfect spy doesn't look like a spy. The perfect spy looks like a normal-ass John Smith.
Yeah.
Like, the original James Bond was supposed to look normal-ass. And then Hollywood just made
And
him,
he just
like,
gets hotter and hotter every year.
Yeah, but
Fucking
like,
bullshit.
You want to be somebody who you could just see and then completely forget you ever saw if you're a perfect spy.
I want an ugly James Bond.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Michael Cera for the next Bond. Let's just put it out there.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, I think how that relates to the Denver airport, like, why would you go through all of this effort, spend billions of dollars planning and executing a secret base for the global elite, and then just put little, like, hints and be like, you're, like, so proud of your work that you need to put paintings up that what?
I think I have a theory. I think that way you can make fun of those and be like, oh, you think this? Well, that's
Okay.
because you think of all these clues. Like, why would we put up all these clues if it was real? If I was personally going to make a secret base that went $2 billion over budget, I would very much pre-construct a narrative that this is a conspiracy theory.
Right.
This is not a real thing that's happening. I so don't believe this that I started a museum and a walking tour, and we have gargoyles near the bag checkout. Watch out for the gargoyles. What does that mean? Ooh, and we have a mysterious mural. Oh, I think
Right.
if I was a real conspiracy theorist,
It's a red herring.
great red herrings for the actual reality.
Right.
If this shit was real, they are telling us not because they want us to actually believe it, but because it is so easy. If they were doing it, why would they just tell you?
Thought experiment. If they were to do the opposite and they built just a plain Jane airport, just looked like every other airport,
John Wayne Airport.
and then but they did, like, have that $2 billion overspending, like, would anyone give a shit? I don't.
The issue is it's the size of Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's insane. And they really didn't need a new airport. They did. They
did.
did. They really did.
But they could have upgraded probably.
They could have upgraded a previously existing airport.
It's interesting. That's all I'll say. It's interesting. I don't believe it.
I don't believe anything about the Denver airport, but I will very graciously be suspicious in the most excited way.
Yeah.
In the same way where if I go ghost hunting, I am not necessarily someone who's like, ooh, like I'm going to get touched by a ghost or a ghost is going to grab my leg.
But it's exciting.
There's a thrill to it that's fun. It's like a campfire story. The way I see conspiracy theories, and I think this is hopefully, tell me if I'm wrong, a healthy way to see it. I see it as urban legend, urban myth.
Yeah.
It's Bigfoot. It's the Mothman.
We love Bigfoot. We love Mothman. It's just there's something that about the paranormal, about the dark and the creepy and the mysterious that we just fucking
The
adore.
Loch Ness Monster is sexy.
He is.
I would kiss the Loch Ness Monster on the
I would
lips.
slide down his neck, his long giraffe-style neck, onto his trunk, and I'd ride him around a little bit, and then I'd sit in his lap while he tells me bedtime stories.
I would learn how to hold my breath for that big fella.
There'd be a lot of breath play. But we're gonna move on to the next conspiracy.
Anyways, I finished my beer. My beer's done. That is my conspiracy with the beer and me. Denver Airport. I can tell you someone who's probably never used the Denver Airport as a commercial airliner.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Ooh,
She has a private jet.
True.
Interesting, huh? It all
Yeah.
connects. Conspiracy?
Huh.
You can draw this line to here.
To
And then
there.
this line draws to here.
Whoa.
Which must mean it's true.
Fuck. So I'm gonna talk about Taylor Swift.
Damn.
That's my conspiracy theory for the day.
And is that just coincidence that it's episode 22?
Wait a freaking.
I'm gonna poke a conspiracy theory in you right now. Not to interrupt, but it's episode 20. Are you feeling 22?
I might be feeling.
Can I know how to
22.
make you feel more 22?
Huh.
Pop open a beer. At 22, you're 1 year into beer drinking. You never drank before that.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
feel like you're 22, and please convince me of something that I personally think you will not be able to convince me of.
All right. No, I feel actually so damn confident about this one. Like, I have a trump card that I was doing research on this, and I was like, there's no way. This is all so stupid. And then I paused and I read the sentence, and it all clicked. And I was like, there's no freaking way it's not true.
Petition to change Trump card to Biden card.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling evil too.
Oh my god.
This is about all of the Taylor Swift conspiracy theories. I'm going to start with a few that I think are bullshit. And then I have one that is absolutely true.
So in a sense, would you describe this as a Taylor Swift conspiracy theory iceberg?
You could say.
Ooh, burr.
So we're gonna get started. Once again, none of this is real. We're being silly.
Silly hours. Please don't believe this. Please do some research, please.
Yeah. If you are a Swiftie, then you're the lucky listener.
Dude, you know what? If you're a Swiftie, you are the lucky listener of the week. And if you are Travis Kelce, you are the lucky listener of life.
Amen, man.
For as long as that lasts. But, Travis Kelce, this is a personal warning. If you fuck this up, I swear to God, if you fuck this up,
say a single bad word
even
about
consider
our
fucking, you will be the unlucky listener for the rest of your life. Oh. Unlucky listener for the rest of your life. Yeah.
That's
cool.
Yeah. So, also, I just want to get ahead of this because this is going to come up in the future. I guarantee it. Travis Kelce has said and done some shitty things, some potentially misogynistic things. And so when they break up and then all the Swifties are all of a sudden anti-Travis Kelce, I just don't want to be on the wrong side of history. I'm neutral. I'm out of this game.
Hey, me too. Hey, me too. Respectfully, though, does Taylor Swift support female artists?
Okay, so maybe.
I'm also putting my hands up and walking away before I get yelled. I know if you're a real Swiftie, I'm getting yelled at. You're driving down the 5 freeway. Ah! That's you yelling at me when I said that. Tell me one time she's collabed with a female.
The majority of her career, I think she has been one-upping her fellow female artists. Billie Eilish. But
no disrespect. I mean, hey.
She has done a little bit of support for Selena.
Who is no longer with us.
And maybe that's part of the conspiracy.
An icon.
Maybe Taylor Swift did it.
An absolute icon, by the way.
Did Taylor Swift kill Selena?
It wasn't Taylor Swift. The person who did kill Selena is getting out of jail soon, and there are real people sending death threats to them saying the second you walk out of jail, we will kill you.
No shot.
100% guaranteed true.
Okay.
Like, seriously. It either is happening soon or it already happened, but people are saying, I will show up the second you pull up, and I will go to jail because you went to jail. Fuck you.
Wow. That's I don't know anything about that. So
the Selena fandom in Texas is big.
I don't even know who Selena really is.
The thing is, Selena is like, you know how the rest of America views Elvis as a hero and an icon?
Right.
Texas has Selena.
I see. Okay, I'll have to listen to Selena.
I bought multiple Selena cups at gas stations.
Bro, what?
It's been 40 years.
She died 40 years ago?
30.
30? And
Yeah.
she got shot?
She got shot by a fan.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay, rip Selena.
Also, speaking being shot by a fan conspiracy theory, did the FBI kill John Lennon? We'll talk about that soon. We won't. But that's a real theory, is that John Lennon was speaking too much free speech shit, too much like peace, love, harmony, laying in bed all day while other people still clean up my house because I'm laying in bed with my wife.
Right.
And I'm protesting.
Right.
The theory was he spread so much peace that the CIA said, we can't have that shit, fuck you. And it was not just a regular guy, but the CIA taking out John Lennon.
Damn.
That's another conspiracy theory. I'm not saying it's true.
I'm not saying it's not true.
And is Paul McCartney dead? I'm sorry. Your turn.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
No, it's okay. Paul McCartney comes up in the he's implicated in the Taylor Swift shit.
The real Paul or the fake Paul?
Who knows?
Oh my God, I'm gonna shit.
And I do want to put a quick pin in this because you did mention the John Lennon and Yoko Ono picture where
They lay in bed.
They're laying in bed. They're doing a protest, and I do want to say like that they're being painted in potentially an unfair light in that picture.
Fair.
It looks really bad. I've heard backstory to that picture that it's actually like they're at a hotel or something. They're not like being rich assholes.
Could totally believe it.
It looks wrong, but
So you're telling me I was a conspiracy theorist?
I'm telling you that everyone is susceptible to propaganda.
Okay, well then I have one thing you can't refute.
Huh.
John Lennon, alien.
Oh, obviously.
Cool, next.
Everyone knows that.
Next.
All right, so back to T Swift. She was born.
You said her last name isn't Swift?
I don't know what her last name
I thought
is.
you said it's like Swift or Ternopoulos.
Oh, I made that up.
Oh my God, dude, I believed you. I'm susceptible to the conspiracy.
Okay.
You can't be telling me this.
So anyway, we're gonna get through the first conspiracy theory about her is that she is actually a woman named Becky. I don't know if you've heard this before.
I have heard this and I don't know why.
It's stupid. So this is based off of a Tumblr post that started as a meme and then it snowballed into this, wait, but is it true? And basically there was this girl that was posted on Tumblr and she happens to look like a young Taylor Swift. And her name is Becky. There's also this internet stampede of, it's Taylor Swift's false identity. And then Taylor fed the flames by leaning into it. She wore a shirt that said, I'm actually Becky.
That's what Paul used to do.
Yeah. And so it's like, interesting.
Kind of hard.
But obviously stupid. That one,
Can I quickly say, you were doing research the other night, and I walked into your room, and there was a picture of Taylor Swift next to another woman.
Oh, we're getting there.
We're getting there?
We're getting there. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's the one.
That's not Becky.
No. There's another theory out there that she has no belly button.
Kyle XY?
Who's that?
Kyle XY was a sitcom in the 2000s about an alien who had no belly button.
Okay.
So whenever anyone in cultural history mentions no belly button, you're legally obligated to say Kyle XY.
I love that you reached for Kyle XY before Superman.
Who?
This theory stems from the fact that there were a lot of pictures in Taylor Swift's come up days where she has strange outfits that they cover her belly button somewhat unnecessarily.
Like a reptilian.
What are you hiding? Basically, this means that she could either be an alien or she has a rare like birth defect thing called omphalocele. She's an omphalocele, which is when you're born and you have organs outside of your body and then potentially you don't have a belly button.
I think we might have figured that one out by now. There's no way she has organs outside of her belly button.
Since then, pictures have come up with her belly button out.
With no organs?
No organs.
Oh,
no
thank
organs in sight.
Lord.
But that, who knows? It could be AI, it could be Photoshop. Like, until you see and feel and smell the belly button in real life, can you verify? No.
I'm calling Travis.
So that one, dumb. I think.
Dumb. They're all dumb.
She has a.
So you're telling me you're gonna convince me of all dumb conspiracies? Not one of these has hit.
I've told you it's coming. It's okay. So the last one.
You've said that for years.
That I will dispel is that she has a twin in Japan. She has an identical twin. So okay, the theory here is years ago there was a commercial for McDonald's that aired in Japan. And in that commercial, it features a woman who looks and has the exact same posture and whatever the
mannerisms?
way mannerisms, thank you, as Taylor Swift.
Ladyisms.
Yeah. And so she's like eating a burger and she's
That's how Taylor would eat a burger.
But it's the exact same posture as one of her album covers. And so it's like weirdly close.
Coincidence?
I don't know. The theory was that she had an identical twin sister that was sent to Japan to not take her fame, to be able to like basically get out of the way while Taylor Swift is getting famous.
I don't want to poke a hole in it right away, but do you think as a culture we would go crazy if there was one Taylor Swift or if there were two identical Taylor Swifts?
I don't know.
Okay, so twins historically always do better in everything. Mary-Kate and Ashley, Zach and Cody. Twins do really well historically.
Yeah.
Twins are a cultural phenomenon that is not so outlandish that we can't all be excited about it. Like, there's something really cool about twins.
That's true.
I think if we had two Taylor Swifts, we would have gone double crazy.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll never know.
This is a sweet life of Zach and Cody, dude. Great show.
I had never watched it.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's the last theory that I think is completely baloney. So the final, and I think the one true conspiracy about Taylor Swift that I'm going to cover is that she's actually a clone of an ex-high priestess of the Church of Satan.
Like Dolly the sheep?
Yes. And
Oh.
I know it sounds crazy. Here's what backs it up. Okay, so there's a true woman. You could look this up. Google right now. Her name is Zeena LaVey, or sometimes Zeena Shrek, and she is the daughter of the Church of Satan founder. His name was Anton LaVey. All right? Mm-hmm. She was a high priestess in the church from 1980 to... Come on. Just give me a chance.
Wait, hold on. You say 1989?
No, she was from 1980 to 1990.
1990. Which, I don't want to interrupt you, but 1989, that was the year Taylor Swift was born.
That's right.
Well, then I'm in.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, man, this is where it gets tricky.
Okay.
Because this high priestess, Zeena, she looks freaking identical to Taylor Swift. Look it up.
Okay, I did.
Yeah?
Here's the thing. Let's both be honest here.
Yeah.
This is the woman you showed me on your computer.
Right.
You think they look identical.
I know they look identical. If you're arguing they don't, you don't have eyes. I'm serious.
Podcast listeners, this is another blonde woman.
No,
This is just
no,
another
no,
blonde woman.
No.
This is just another blonde woman.
Don't
I
be
looked side by side, and
You're
I'm being fully
so
honest.
ignorant.
I'm so honest.
Come on.
I'm playing a game of Guess Who here, and I'm guessing those are different people.
I'm completely dead serious. Like off pod, I would say the exact same thing. She looks identical to Taylor Swift.
I would
look it up. Tell us for yourself. You seriously. You did not get a good look if you don't think they look alike, or you have just weird eyes.
I'll look again. You know what
Yeah.
I have, Vision? 2015.
What is that?
That means you're better than 2020.
No, that's a year. That's
No,
9 years
it
ago.
was a year,
Yeah.
but you know how you can have 20/20 vision? 2015 is also a thing.
But that's less points.
That means you have better vision.
you have 5 points
Question.
less.
I mean, man, maybe you do have a bonus. You have had LASIK eye surgery more recent than I have.
That's right.
So maybe your eyes are better than mine. But I grew up with 2015 eyesight.
Okay, well, just use those pretty special eyes to look again at this picture because they are the same picture.
Well, I hate to say it, viewers. Brain Gang, my baby blues have opened. They have observed. They have soaked it all up. That is I'm a blonde person. I have many blonde cousins.
It's not
we
the
all
blonde.
look the same.
It's the eyes, it's the nose, it's the lips, it's the jawline, it's the cheeks.
Nordic Swedish individuals
Don't
can
s-
look so beyond similar.
That you can't even say that.
I am Nordic and Swedish, so yes, I
Damn
freaking
it.
can.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah!
No, but let me get to you haven't even let me get to the fucking backup points, okay?
Hit me with that juice.
So first, don't listen to this schmuck. They look identical. Here's where it gets crazy. So Zeena, right, this high priestess of the Church of Satan from 1980 to 1990, decided to leave the church in 1990. Guess where she went?
Where'd she go?
She went to the Church of Seth.
To Japan? Oh, Seth?
Yeah.
Who's Seth? Like Seth Rogen?
No. So Seth was an Egyptian god. So just another wild church. And
Bro.
Hey,
dude, leading a church and then switching to a different church is hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
yeah. But so that makes her a crossover queen.
Respect.
Guess who else is a crossover queen from country to pop?
Eras.
Taylor Swift.
Different eras.
Does that?
Okay, you're getting me.
They're both crossover
You
queens.
have 1 point.
Point
you
number
have
one.
1 point.
Fact number one.
Okay.
Okay.
Leaderboard? 1 point.
She left the Church of Satan because she was like, nah, this shit's not it. What do you think the Church of Satan's going to do when their high priestess, the daughter of the founder of the church, leaves? They're going to be pissed.
They're gonna be pissed.
And they're going to want to continue her legacy, right? And so they're gonna clone that woman to basically become a super famous pop star, so that they can continue the Church of Satan legacy.
For the audio listeners, I'm holding up a scoreboard for valid points. Currently, there's 1, and it just went back down to 0. We're 0-0
Wait, that's
again.
not how points. That's not
We're
how points
0-0
work.
again.
You don't minus. You just add.
It could.
Okay. Anyway, so I gotta admit, I forgot exactly why they cloned her, but they cloned her in 1989. And here's the thing: some people say
Is she the only clone?
of Taylor Swift.
Are there multiple clones?
Who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows? But so some people say they didn't have the technology to do this sort of thing in
They
1989.
do at the Denver airport.
They cloned tadpoles in 1958.
And Dolly the sheep.
They cloned Dolly the sheep in
93.
96.
Fuck, I was close. I
Right.
love guessing.
Right. And so if it's public domain, public knowledge that in 1996 you could clone a sheep, which, be honest, sheep's pretty close to us. We're pretty much sheep.
You're a sheep. I'm a sheep.
We're all sheep.
Bah.
We're sheeple. Wake
Sheeple.
up.
We're
Wake
sheeple.
up.
We're sheeple.
Yeah. So that's 7 years apart. You don't think that a secret Illuminati, Church of Satan, whatever, powerful organization has the access to the technology to clone somebody 7 years before we're cloning sheep publicly?
You got a good point.
Yeah.
But you're telling me they cloned her, and then at age 0, she was a part of a psyop
What do you mean?
from the beginning. So a clone starts at birth, right?
At 0.
So you get born.
Yeah.
You don't just like clone when you're 26 years old. You
I think.
clone,
Well,
and then you start at 0.
I wasn't there. I don't know about the technology. Is Taylor Swift immortal? Do we have childhood pictures of Taylor Swift?
I think her fans would prefer it if she was immortal.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, can you imagine the day she dies? I don't want her to die anytime soon.
Me neither.
All I'm saying is, can you imagine when she does die? Because we're all gonna die. The backlash is gonna be like the Queen around the world. It's gonna be a global catastrophe.
I don't think she's going to die.
No?
That's my theory.
Do you think we're gonna outlast Taylor Swift, or do you think we're gonna see her go?
I think that
She's
I
our
will
age.
die before Taylor Swift.
Really? I think she's older than us. No, she was
Wait.
born in '89. She's
89.
She's older.
I think I've had so many Coors Lights, there's no way I beat her.
But you have been living healthy.
I've been living so healthy.
Yeah, so you can catch up. It's not too late. Chug that beatbox. So that's point number 2 or 3 or 4. Who's counting at this point?
I am.
There are other famous celebrities who have there are rumors that they've been cloned, such as Katy Perry, such as Beyonce. Some people say Beyonce
Gucci.
died in 2000.
Gucci.
Gucci Mane?
Gucci Mane, when you think he came out of prison that skinny?
Ooh.
Dude, the Gucci Mane conspiracies are actually really good.
Yeah.
You know Gucci Mane's a big, thick boy.
Yeah, he used to
came
be.
out of prison, skinny as a rail.
Well, okay.
People
but
say it's a different Gucci. That's also the prison system. You're gonna work out because nothing else to do.
That's what prison does to you,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm not in prison. I'm working out my like crazy.
You should just go to prison.
Which, by the way, I'm up on pounds. I weighed myself today.
Yeah?
Okay, can I tell you the real truth?
Yeah.
When I was an unhealthy weight, realistically very underweight, I was 169 pounds all the time. Today I weighed myself. I'm 188.
That's up.
That's a lot.
You don't look 188.
I don't feel bad about it.
You actually
though.
don't look 188.
That's what. Maybe it was off. But I don't feel bad. But I've always been 169. I was 20 pounds up.
That's great.
You're telling me I'm 20 pounds up just muscle?
Possibly.
Damn.
We'll have to do a little composition
Not
test.
to interrupt, but I mean, if you're looking for someone to clone,
Yeah.
I'm working on my genetics.
Prime candidate. So in conclusion, that's all my points about Taylor Swift being a clone of the daughter of the Church of Satan. Makes sense, right? You agree?
I'm sorry, that's all your points?
Right. She looks identical. We had the technology, probably. And there was a reason for it.
I hate to say it,
They're
I am so not convinced. Even more important, did you finish your beer? He's finishing. He didn't. You know what? Now that you finished, I'm starting to think it all makes sense.
You remember when there
The
were...
cogs are turning.
Yeah.
The pieces are aligning.
Yeah.
The doors are opening. She's a clone. She's a clone.
Yeah. I really, really, really think that this has legs.
It feels like one of those nights where I'm a clone psyop.
Is that NSYNC?
That's Taylor Swift, bro.
Oh, my bad.
She said that. She said, quote unquote, it feels like one of those nights where I'm a clone psyop. And no one ever, questioned that.
That's so sus.
Really crazy.
It's like...
Also, she gets called a snake quite often.
Yeah?
You know who else was a snake?
Satan. That's so true. Is Taylor Swift... Wait, Swift is an anagram for Satan?
Satan.
Possibly?
Is Taylor Swift the devil or an angle?
Find out on the next episode of The Last Two Brain Cells.
That is our conspiracy theory episode. And my conspiracy is we were paid to do this by the government?
Ooh, I wish.
Oh my. Okay, well, I gotta disclose the Denver airport handsomely rewarded me. That's not true. Can you imagine, though, if the Denver airport was like, please talk about the conspiracy?
If you were like a deep cell agent for the Denver airport,
I'm a
this
sleeper
whole
cell
time,
agent just for Denver.
That'd be really cool.
That would be hard. It's taken I started making YouTube videos in 2007, and now it's come time for me to reveal my Denver airport sleeper cell agent status.
I am Blucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Blucifer is a joke?
No.
I am Blucifer.
He is a creepy ass horse.
He's terrifying.
Like,
I've seen
nobody
him in
can
real
deny
life.
that.
I've seen him in real life, and I remember, before I knew any of this shit, my boy Joe picked me up at the airport, and I said, what the fuck is that demon horse?
Yep.
My quote, unquote, was demon horse.
Yep.
You don't make happy airport art with demon horses and children dying in it. Denver airport, all government sanctioned. Coincidence. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of Last Two Brain Cells. This has been episode 22.
22. But I have a conspiracy of my own.
Okay.
This one's big. I've heard that you are not wearing pants during any of these episodes.
Ooh.
Confirm or deny?
If I'm going off of today,
Stand up,
I can't stand up.
brother.
I can't stand up. I'm on
All right.
video. I can't stand up.
So I'm gonna say, if you're on any platform where you could leave a comment, is Don wearing pants? He's not. Maybe he is. Last conspiracy theory. These shirts look good as shit. Donovan and I are currently wearing Last Two Brain Cells shirts! Merch. Whew, this shit go hard.
That's no theory. That's no conspiracy. That's just facts.
All right, factually, you look good.
Thank you.
Let me just say, so look at our show notes. We got a merch link. More importantly, we have a link tree. Click all those links. Open Linktree, click every single link in a different tab, and do what you think you should do. Algorithm Daddy really wants some feeding. Please feed the Algorithm Daddy. And if you don't tell 5 friends or enemies about Last Two Brain Cells podcast, you will be haunted by the ghost of previous Taylor Swift, who is still alive and is
Zeena.
working at the Church of Seth.
Zeena LaVey.
Zeena LaVey will haunt you in your sleep at 3 a.m.
Wait, okay, final. I didn't mention this before, but Zeena LaVey has also become a musician. I think she's in like a rock band. Is that a coincidence?
No, because being in a rock band is Satanist. Satan came up from the hells.
Yes.
And he said, play the guitar crazier.
Literally, have you seen Tenacious D's Let There Be Rock? And then all of a sudden, you have the Beatles.
You think Tenacious D stands for Tenacious
Devil?
Oh, dick.
Yeah, for sure.
No, you're right. For
For
sure.
sure.
I agree. Anyways, please support us on everything you can. Bonus secret episodes on Patreon. 5 stars on every platform. We have a YouTube channel. We're going for the 100/1,000 subscriber goal.
1,000. We're close.
We have 34. We can
Yeah.
get to 100 first.
Yeah.
But please tell 5 people to subscribe to us on YouTube, even if they don't even listen to the podcast. Help us out, for the love of God, for the love of heck.
Please.
Conspiracy theory. If we don't make it, we're not going to make it. This show will end if it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No pressure. Genuinely no pressure. No pressure at all. This is not your job to keep the show alive, but damn, if you want to help, you can.
I believe in that theory, actually. I think that's...
Now, I believe in the conspiracy that if we don't get supported, we're fucked.
We're fucked.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
I want to be a content creator online for the rest of my life, but I have to be able to do it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Anyways, that's sad.
All right. As usual, we have a special outro for you guys.
We pride ourselves, and maybe this is a theory, we try to make experimental, interesting outros. Every podcast has their outro, their little jingle jangle.
Yeah.
We try to do something weird and stupid every time. Is it gonna hit every time? No. Is it maybe gonna at least be interesting?
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But,
so today, we got an idea.
And that is, we're gonna make a conspiracy theory,
Sentence by sentence.
one line at a time.
All right. Thank you for listening to Last Two Brain Cells. Do all the algorithm stuff. God bless you. Please drive your car good if you're driving a car. Have a great day at work. We love you. But first, have you guys heard about this crazy-ass conspiracy theory? I heard you were telling me about it. You had one sentence about it that you wanted to share.
Yeah.
And it was?
It was the one about boats.
Oh my God, the boat one. You were telling me. Did you know that every single boat suffers from this issue?
That when they happen to be on the water, they can't go lower than the water.
I heard that boats can't go lower than the water because the water can't go higher than the boat.
So is it the fact of the matter is that boats are what's keeping water down?
Think about it. If boats weren't keeping the water down, they would sink.
Yes. Or would the water rise?
Do you think it's a coincidence that we throw anchors in the water to stay still?
Or is it to punish the water for trying to come up every time it rains?
If the water were to come up, we would all die. Thus, boats weren't invented for a simple reason that is obvious.
We need boats or else we would all drown.
AKA, buy a boat and drive it as much as you can, or the water will kill us all.
Exactly, yeah. So thank you for doing your part in driving a boat. And if you're driving a boat and listening to Last Two Brain Cells, you are the lucky listener
Yes!
of the week.
Do not drink and drive, but as soon as you hit land, buy yourself a beer boat driver. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Hey, you deserve it.
You earned that one, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Last Two Brain Cells podcast. Last Conspiracy. This is the best podcast on all platforms. All right, that's it. Good night.